Hello everyone, Harry Baldock here, editor for Telecom. We're here today on day one of Connected Britain 2024 and delighted to be joined by Clement Lasser, the MD of Telenco UK. Early in the morning, Clement, but how are things going for you so far?
Yeah, I mean, it seems quite busy this year. I mean, every year it seems to get busier and busier, which is great. And I think it's especially interesting this year as we are having also different industries with a bit more like mobile customers, which is great for us to be able to meet a lot of different people in the same place. So yeah, definitely an interesting event.
Yeah, it's lovely to have you here with us. In terms of kind of the UK market and demand at the moment, how do you see the health of the market and kind of what do you expect moving forward over the next year?
Yeah, I think to understand the current situation, we need also to go back a little bit, like especially like 22, I think was really like a very busy year for everyone. There was a lot of investments coming in, a lot of new companies, new alternative operators being created. Last year, we've seen that with the high interest rates, things started like slowing down, and there was really a refocus to go more like on customer connection and trying to get some revenues. And this year, we are still seeing a similar trend with a big focus on customer connection. I think the big difference also is the consolidation of the markets. We've seen in the last 6-12 months, a few companies started being acquired or merging together. And I think that's definitely what we're going to see in the next couple of years with a number of those mergers moving forward and having a smaller number of operators in the UK, which I think makes sense from a business point of view. So yeah, it's quite an interesting time, and I think long term, we'll still need to do the deployment, but it's just that it might take a bit longer. That's what we expected maybe 2-3 years back, but definitely we are going in the right direction.
And kind of as you alluded to there, the altnets we're seeing under a lot more pressure these days to focus on take-up of services and really kind of prove their profitability. In terms of how that changes how you interact with them as a supplier, what kind of impacts that having?
Actually, it's quite a good news for us because customer connection is kind of our specialty in terms of our offering, where in the 2 years ago, we are more like on the main part of the build. There's a lot of civil engineering. Now we are going into more like tailored solutions to connect the end customers. But I think what is important is to keep in mind also the way we do this customers connection, because actually it's part of my presentation today. We are seeing a lot of competition coming from a number of different countries, and people try to like optimize as much as possible their cost when they are connecting customer. However, sometimes we can see like lower quality products coming into the network, which short term might seem as a good saving, but actually when you look at it from a network point of view, sometimes like bringing a lower quality products can increase your failure rates and the maintenance of your network. So when you look at it from a complete, I would say, cycle from the installation to like 10 years, 20 years, you can see that actually this will increase the overall cost of your customer connection. So that's why we are working really with our customers to provide products of quality, because if it's the case, you are installing your products only one time, you don't need to send an engineers a second time, a third time, so you're actually saving money. And we are doing a lot of innovations to increase the number of connections you can do in a day, because that's the other way where you can actually do some savings in your network. So these are really the two focus on our side. It's really quality of products to make sure that you have your installation done right the first time, and innovation in order to be able to do more installation every day to try to bring some savings for the operators.
And of course, you do a lot of your manufacturing in Europe, which is kind of a competitive advantage for you guys. Maybe you can tell us kind of how that impacts you.
Yeah, sure. That's having like our manufacturing in Europe clearly give us a bit more flexibility and also help in terms of lead time and how we manufacture our products. And it's really important also for us from an environmental point of view, because when you look at it, from like carbon emissions, like if you manufacture close to your end customer, obviously you will reduce that. And we have some objectives obviously inside the group which are quite ambitious in the coming years. And so all these actions put together are definitely helping, and I think it's very important to be close to our end customers. And it was really since the creation of Telenco, the co-founders, they wanted as much as possible to be able to manufacture in Europe and have less and less reliance of products coming from Asia, which was a huge advantage during COVID, where we had a lot of new business. Then people were like, okay, there will never be something like that ever again, so we'll be fine. But then we had the situation in Ukraine. And in 2 years, 3 years, we don't know now what is going to happen. So we really see that as a huge advantage for our customers to be able to manufacture close to them.
And you mentioned there some of the kind of sustainability benefits of manufacturing so close to the customers. Obviously, sustainability is always a big theme here at Connected Britain, and I think the discussions are really moving down the supply chain more and more every year. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you approach sustainability?
Sure. So inside the group, we have a team which is dedicated to that, to look at how much we are emitting and putting targets and what we can put in place a plan in the coming years to try to reduce these emissions. And a few years ago, we started investing in a software where we can really look at the whole life cycle analysis for each product that we are manufacturing, which is taking into account where you source the raw material to manufacture, where you manufacture your product, how you package them, and also where you then ship them and where are your end customers. And there is a massive difference. And for example, we are presenting during this show a new product that we developed, a new type of bracket, which is injected in France. It's made from plastic. And if you make exactly the same in metal, but in Far East countries, your carbon emissions are 4 times what it would be compared to our product. So you can see there is a massive impact, again, between where you manufacture your product, but also the type of material you are using, and even when you source your raw material, which is often something that people don't necessarily consider or don't even think about. Actually, it has quite a big impact overall on how much you're going to emit. So yeah, we are really looking at that. And every year we are investing 7% of our R&D, 7% of our revenues in R&D. And a big focus right now for us is really around, how we can do it better, basically for the environment. So yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's such an important topic, and it's always kind of really reassuring to come to shows like this and hear everyone talking about it and saying how much work they do.
Exactly, because I can't remember with whom I had this discussion, but it's great to sell products, but at the end, if you don't have anyone to sell it to, it's kind of useless. So we all need to make some efforts in order to reduce our emissions, definitely.
Absolutely. Well, Clement, thank you so much for speaking to me. It's always great to see you. I hope you have a great rest of the show.
Thank you very much.